That wasn't it. But we'll try this again. Goofy.
We're on. Who cares?
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Morning Sports Show. And I care, Jack. That's why. Anyway,
that was the funniest thing.
Jack.
That's got to be a reel going forward.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great morning out there in podcast land. Welcome to the show. OBA, got Keith Engel, got Jack Hurst, and James Martin. It is officially like the first week we don't have too much NFL to talk about, but there are plenty of sports to talk about. Starting with the Olympics, basically. The Olympics have been prominent. The U.S. hockey team, men's hockey team, we already know the women's hockey team is doing really good. But the men's hockey team is 2-0. They had a shaky 63 win over Denmark yesterday. But it was a win nevertheless, and they're 2-0. So they got to play better than what they were playing in the last two games to beat Canada, because Canada is the gold standard.
They played well, Brian. They played well. They gave up a couple of very easy goals. So
one was a center line shot, though.
Yeah. Well, they also kicked the one in themselves, didn't they? As well. So
yeah. They're helping everybody out,
They'll be fine
with the spirit of the game.
I wonder how much these guys get up for, Slovakia and who'd they play? Denmark? Was it Denmark? Yeah, Denmark.
Denmark and Slovakia.
They know they're going to play the Canadians in the final, and it's going to be very interesting to see. It's on foreign soils, like a neutral soil, right? So it might be not quite as contentious as the Canadian. What do we call the tournament they played last year, Brian? I don't remember. The international competition.
Yeah, the international
Yeah, that got pretty heated, right, with the fans. I don't know that you'll see that in the Olympics, but it's be interesting to see if we do or not.
Well, the NHL players playing in the Olympics, they draw interest when they're getting to the gold medal round. If they get to the gold medal round, then all of a sudden we all watch it. NHL games you don't watch during the regular season, which kind of makes me wonder about hockey. When we talk about the four major sports, baseball, football, basketball, and hockey, should it be three major sports? Because, the four of us are big sports fans. I don't know about you, Brian, but I know about myself. I believe I'm talking for them. They're not big hockey fans. They don't really follow hockey, I don't think, truly. And I don't follow it much anymore. I look at the standings, and I quickly check the news, but I can't name the players. And it's not like the other sports.
Jack, how dare you stereotype me about hockey, man? Come on.
You're a hockey guy. I didn't know. Especially.
No, I'm just kidding, man. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I was just kidding.
But you're going to blame it as coming from New Orleans. It doesn't even have a hockey team originally coming from New Orleans.
We have artificial ice out there. We got the gloves, everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Every, 15, 20 years. Yeah.
No, I was just kidding. You were absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, Jack, I'm with you on that one because, the Red Wings have had a hiatus of being in the playoffs after being in there 25 straight times. And after about 4 or 5 years of that mess of not being in it, I've kind of lost the focus of the hockey. for the Red Wings because I used to know like every player's name. Now I don't know any of them damn players' names. I could barely pronounce it when I did know them, and I can't pronounce none of these guys now. I don't even know. I know pretty much the roster of the Red Wings, not like I used to when they were winning and in the playoffs, and I follow hockey a little bit, kind of like you. I'd look at the scores and the standings and stuff like that. Other than that, though, I'm not turning on the game. I'm not turning on the TV and actually focusing on a hockey game. I admit that. Like I used to.
I can admit to being a fair weather fan myself. If the Rangers are playing well, I pay attention, and I do pay attention to probably all of it more come playoff time. But the season, I don't know why I don't feel this way about baseball, but the season is way too long. And I also feel outraged about Jack's stereotyping of me.
No, wait, Keith, you're from around the New England area. We'll call you a New England guy. Of the four major teams, the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Celtics, and the Bruins. If the people in New England can have a championship team, what order would they be in? My guess is as popular as the Bruins are, and they are very popular in sports, and they would come in fourth.
Yeah.
The fans would rather have a Patriots Super Bowl win, a Red Sox World Series, and a Celtic NBA championship instead of a Bruins Stanley Cup.
I think that's that way in every major city, though. I'm pretty sure. So you're right. I mean, it's
not that way in Tampa. They would rather have the Lightning win over the Tampa Bay Rays. A buddy of mine who's an avid sports fan tells me that.
That's not real baseball down there, so I get it. So. Is that a major city anyway? Really? Sorry, Tampa. And I'm not a Bruins fan. I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm a Ranger fan, so not a Bruin fan, just so Jack's comments don't taint me as a Bruin fan. And New York's not a New England state, just want to say. I learned that at a very young age.
Well, for what it's worth, in New York, the people would rather have the New York Rangers win the Stanley Cup ahead of the Brooklyn Nets winning an NBA championship.
Well, you do have that. That's a good call.
As I say, New Jersey. But anyway, we have also Jordan Stoltz, speed skater. He has won gold in both the 500 and 1,000 meters speed skating. Is the second American to win that feat in a doubles competition. Has Olympic records in both. He set Olympic records in both. And the next is the 1,500 this coming Thursday. He's doing. He's considered one of the best skaters in the world. So I'm looking forward to see if he can his goal is 4 golds, and they got 5 competitions in this 1,500 to 5,000 and the 10,000. Anybody think that he can't do it or he can do it? You think can he get 5 golds in this? Olympic?
I want to see him get it because I need a rooting interest here, right? I don't have since Lindsey Vonn went out, I don't have a story to follow. There's a hockey team, yes, but I don't really have a real story. So now this is something that will gain some momentum, and I want to root for that. Yes.
I write about gold medals, actually, in the book I have coming out soon on Michael Spinks, who's an Olympic gold medalist, of what they're worth, gold medals. And the idea that you're mentioning 5 gold medals for one athlete makes a farce out of it. I mean, look at athletes like Michael Phelps, who had a total of 28 Olympic medals. Look at all the opportunities they have to win medals. And you have athletes who could only be in one event every 4 years, and chances are they're only going to be in their peak for one Olympics, maybe. Maybe they'll be fortunate a couple of Olympics, they'll be really good. What's the value of these gold medals in comparison to one another? I mean, you just can't compare them. It's unfortunate.
Different sports. I mean, obviously, you get one shot. I get it, but I don't think it diminishes the story of a guy winning 4, 5, 6. What Mark Spitz win? 8 gold medals? I don't even remember in 72.
Yes, 7. But
right.
Quincy Wilson, that 16-year-old kid who ran in the last Summer Olympics, everyone made a big fuss out of him. And he seemed to be a wonderful kid because he's the youngest track and field athlete ever. They put him in a preliminary heat because they figured it was safe. But the idea that you run the heat and he faltered badly. It was nearly a disaster for the USA. He was in over his head, but he winds up getting a gold medal, running in the heat, performing. I don't mean hot weather. I mean, you know, an earlier heat, what I mean. And he falters badly, and he's an Olympic gold medalist because then in the other qualifying heats, the USA did what they were supposed to and won the gold. But it made him eligible for gold medal, and he's referred to as an Olympic gold medalist. And think of all the great athletes who didn't get an Olympic gold medal. They came up short, and they have to endure hearing this kid who's not even on their radar being called a gold medalist and them not. It's unfair.
On behalf
I think that life is unfair. Timing is everything. I mean, look at Tyson Gay. Tyson Gay was one of the fastest Americans in U.S. history, but Usain Bolt was just in his way. It's just how it is, unfortunately.
But you're right, James. Tyson Gay should have been, in comparison, imagine he was given 7, 8 other chances, you know, against other competition as well. He would have broken through without question.
He could have
but
run.
They're not given those opportunities compared to other sports. I mean, and like Brian's mentioning, 5 opportunities to win an Olympic gold. I mean, something's off there.
But track and field doesn't fit the argument because he could have competed in other events in track and field. Carl Lewis competed in 3 different, I think, events, right?
Long jump and triple jump, I think, yeah.
And the 100 meter, right?
Yeah. 100
meter and 200 and 100, yeah.
200, yeah. Relay and long jump.
They do have some opportunities in track and field. There are, I agree with you. I mean, look, at boxers get 1 shot, right? They get 1 box at a.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, again, I think people can kind of figure that out for themselves. But I do. I don't want to speak for James and Brian, but I'm glad that you recognized us that we have never won a gold medal, and it's a shame that we haven't. So I'm glad you brought that up. I deserve one.
Well, speaking from going from, you know, the
curling,
the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, quad god Ilya Malinin literally fell out of the medal contention by taking 2 bad falls in his last program when he had everything tied up. That was pretty bad, dude.
I don't root against Americans, Brian, ever, but I wasn't terribly upset when this guy fell on his face because, first of all, he's got the worst nickname in the history of freaking sports.
Quad guy,
and he just strikes me as a guy you can't root for. I won't root against him, but I couldn't root for him either.
He was very gracious afterwards, talking to all the media, answering all the questions. He was the ultimate gentleman. We know, Keith, you root for guys like John McEnroe. We're aware of that.
I love John McEnroe, absolutely.
This is a guy that they're going to make a sequel to Blades of Glory because he became a caricature for sure. Quad God in action.
Blades of Glory, I love it. Yeah, Quad God. That's what happens when you get a nickname. Sometimes especially in the Olympics, the Greek gods sometimes frown upon that, and that's called karma. I don't know what the Greek Quad God equivalency to karma is, but the Quad God got it. Yes.
Well, yeah. I hate to laugh at his failures. You know, it's hard. He trained for a lot of years. I'm probably not being fair to him by, making fun of him for his failure. But, I mean, he was gracious in defeat. But leading up to it, I felt like he's walking around like a peacock.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I did get that too. That kind of aurora about him, that he was like, I'm the man.
Yeah. So, Jack, there was a comedian years ago that spoke about training for the Olympics, and you spend all this time, you're not working. Most of these guys don't work a job. And then you get on the track, and then you come in last place. And the guy in his thought process was saying, I could have did absolutely nothing to come in last place. And now I got to get a job.
You wouldn't have been in the Olympics coming in last.
Absolutely.
I don't know whether you guys ever saw, and I know on the Winter Olympics and some Olympics, Dave Waddle in the 800 meter run. I mean, you guys look it up. If you haven't seen that, way in Hahn last place in this 72 Olympics and came on and won the race. I mean, it was a hopeless situation.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories. I love that. That was a great. Well, I mean, obviously, there were, for other reasons, it wasn't a great Olympics, but there were some great performances in that Olympics. Great stories, obviously. That was one of them.
So now you're
tragic story with the Israeli athletes.
That's what I was saying. Other than that, I guess I thought about that first.
So in the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics, right now the medal count goes as such. Number 1 is Norway with 22 overall. Italy, of course, the host country, 19. 3 in third place is the United States with 17, and in fourth place is Sweden, and in fifth place is France with 10 and 14. They should have switched that. Fourth should have been France, and fifth should have been Sweden. The gold count, Norway is running away with the gold right now. They have 11. Italy has 6, and the United States has 5. So we got some catching up to do.
I think third place for the U.S. in the Winter Olympics in gold medal, in medal counts is pretty good. I mean, we're in a Nordic country like Norway. And by the way, are we going to totally ignore the elephant in the room and the double touching curling controversy?
About the Canadians. Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Those Canadians.
One of the most popular sports that they get all the credit for, and they're the ones getting illegal touching and all that kind of stuff going on there.
I didn't even get the whole thing. I mean, first of all, I got to see Olympics. Every time I turn on the Olympics, I swear to God, there's curling on, which I guess is fine. But you're hurling a 60-pound stone or whatever it is, and you put your finger on it again. It's like, I don't get the whole sport.
And it's not just it's the males and the females of the Canadian teams. Yeah. It's weird. You know, you think they didn't have to do that because this is their sport. This is something they created. This is something they created first before hockey, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So, I don't know what's going on.
Somebody should find out if Bill Belichick is a consultant to the
right. Anyway, hey, do you know there's a NBA All-Star game today, right?
No,
there was a slam dunk contest yesterday, and then Friday there was a celebrity and new player, basically.
I don't think, Brian, there's going to be much of a comeback from Keith and James on the NBA All-Star game. So this might get more of a reaction out of both of them. What do you think of Tom Brady and Logan Paul going at it?
Wait a second. I have a comment on the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, you do? Okay. I mean, you wanted to.
Only one.
If you're bored with it, you're not going to watch it.
No. I already told you that. I'm not going to rehash that. But it's laughable to me. The Post has a headline today that Team Knicks win coveted NBA All-Star shooting event. Coveted? All right, that's all I need.
Did you actually watch that? I watched it.
No, I didn't.
God awful.
It had to be.
Now what I did like is that they brought out, I guess they're trying to attract everyone. They brought out some of the older stars. Allen Houston was there, and I'm a huge fan of Allen Houston with the Knicks back in the 90s. Yeah.
Me too.
But I think that all they were playing was horse.
I didn't even know they had the competition. How can it be coveted?
It's a relatively new
because it's New York.
But yeah,
anything in New York is coveted. You didn't know that by now, Keith? Come on.
I'm boycotting the Post, I think.
They can get the kids from the New York Yankees to play, kids of the players to play, and that'd be coveted. It's a coveted little league game. Because it's New York. That's why. Everything's coveted in New York.
Gee, I didn't mean to get your Detroit ire up. I mean, I didn't know you felt so,
I'm just telling you the facts. That's all there is.
I didn't know you felt so York. I'm sorry.
I mean, it does that with LA too. If you want to think about it, you could have coveted LA stuff going on too. It's just a West Coast scene. You probably won't hear about that until about 4 hours later. Anyway.
It's 3, but that's fine.
3, whatever.
Well, where we are. I mean,
and just before we, get off the boring All-Star weekend, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver believes teams are tanking more aggressively this season. Wants to make wholesale changes to both the draft and the lottery.
Yes.
And if they find he finds that you're taking away draft picks. What do y'all think about that?
I've been in favor forever of changing the draft in any sport, the NFL, NBA, and you'd still have your draft order, but the team that gets the first pick is the team that missed the playoffs, was the first team out of the playoffs, and then go backwards from there and then go to the winning teams, because that would stop tanking in a heartbeat, because you'd never tank. And he put out fines this week too, like $500,000, I think, for the Jazz and $100,000 for the Pacers for players skipping games, because it's not just a tanking. Jack and I talked about it a little bit on Friday, that these teams only go to some of these cities once a year, and you want to see the stars play, and you pay big bucks for tickets, and nobody plays, and that's not fair, and that's not good for the league in the long run. And
Well,
What do you mean, Keith? Load management is a wonderful thing for the sport.
yeah,
Just kidding.
we needed it. You know, we really needed load management.
You know, I'm trying to be fair in this sense. Players do have to get a certain amount of rest. You can't expect them to play the majority of all 82 games during the season.
It's like twice a
You
week.
know, I understand that, because the NBA sometimes only gives you a lot of times 1 day between games. And especially older players, you know, there's a carryover value. I notice we're runners taper off before, you know, their next hard workout. I can understand that, but there should be a minimum amount of minutes they'd have to play. And the players themselves, they never tank it. I don't believe that. The coaches sit them down. So I think maybe the thing is suspend coaches without pay. You know, find the organization, you know, like a couple of $1 million or something a game.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to take away draft picks. It's not necessarily on the players, you're correct, but it is on the coaches and the front office that comes down to the coach and says, hey, why don't you take so-and-so out of the game so we can, you know.
Let me ask you this, guys. I don't know the answer. Maybe someone here does. The better teams that are going to get a very low draft pick, I'd like to compare the minutes they give players compared to the weaker teams who might be, you know, having a lottery pick. That's what I'm curious about. And if the numbers are similar, you can't prove tanking. I mean, are the LA Lakers really going to tank? I mean, they're not likely to get the highest draft pick. I mean, they're going to pick about number 20 would be my guess. So they wouldn't be tanking it for any reason. But compare it to a team who could get a player like a Cooper Flag, who you'd think, you know, would tank at the organization. I mean, not the players. I'd like to see.
The only problem with suggesting that the NBA is tanking, there's still the element of the lottery. You still have to be, you know, you have to be able to get the number one pick, you know, through lottery. So it's not like the chances. Which is odd that they lost Luka and they got lottery that same year, that was kind of odd to me.
That proves my point too, is that you would not see them tanking if they knew if they finished last, they were going to get the 15th pick or the 13th pick, whatever it would be, and not the first pick. You make teams play as hard as you can for as long as they can, and the first team out of the playoffs gets the first pick.
How about this? The best teams go number one in the draft.
No, not the teams that win.
The best pick. I mean, why not reward them for winning?
Well,
so they can build dynasties. I mean, come on.
But that's good for the sport. Dynasties, we found it good for the sport. Look at
yes, but organically, yes, organically is much better.
I'm not saying give it to the first. I know what Jack's getting at, and dynasties are good for sports. I agree 100%. But you can't just give it to them, right, and let them build it, giving them the first pick every year. But again, I still think making these teams, you know, play hard and actually earn the number one pick for doing something other than losing, I think there's something to that. I've said this.
Now, why do we care number one? Why are we even concerned with draft picks? Mac would always tell me you could get your franchise quarterback in the 6th round of the draft.
That was me.
He said, look at Tom Brady. That man would always pound that home. You could wait until the 6th round to get your quarterback of the future.
That's the NFL, though. The NBA is a different kind of a monster in that
You only
regard.
got 2 rounds anyway.
And the
Right,
NBA,
exactly.
I mean, are you really trying to? This is what I can't understand. The NBA draft is a whole lot different than the NFL draft, where you might have some serious contenders up there in for 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round picks. But after that, I mean, it's crap. I mean, it's not crap, but I mean, it's like these kids are, okay, they may start, they may not start. They may be good in the NBA, they may not be. I mean, it could be relative for the first 3 picks too, but I'm just saying, I mean, it's not as prevalent as it is for the NFL draft. Are you really tanking for draft picks at one point? Now, I'm not saying Adam Silver is out of line for saying that, because he is the commissioner, and I'm sure he's done his homework, Jack, too, about this whole situation. I'm sure he's not aimlessly throwing recklessly abandoned stuff out there for the NBA to be like, oh yeah, the NBA is not tanking. That's what I see. No, I'm sure he's done studies on it too, and that's the reason why he's making this wholesale changes. So
I think the NBA.
So, I mean, James could relate to this.
All of them.
James, you can relate to this better than anyone. Zion Williamson. Okay, you being a Pelican fan, everyone would have tanked to get Zion coming out of college. Oh, this is a generational talent. This is a short slam dunk, high-profile Hall of Fame of the future. And look what you got in Zion. Who cares? I mean, he's a good player, but who cares? Him being a good player is a disappointment, a major disappointment.
You've been trying to get him to the Knicks for 6 years.
I would no. I mean, within reason, I want to come to the Knicks, but not for the point I'm making. Who cares? What difference did it make? And Jay Morant was picked after him, and the Grizzlies can't get rid of Jay Morant. He's a big negative. They can't give him away to someone.
Yeah, I would say with the Zion issue, there is definitely some rumblings about him being traded, not this year, but maybe next year. But that being said, he is a talent. It's just, I think the talent is not the issue here. It's just being on the court, being available to be able to play the game and stay healthy. I mean, obviously, I think his diet's been under control, but he's a physical freak. He's a physical freak. Somebody his size shouldn't be moving the way he does, and I think that really takes his toll on his body. And so you have to look at it from that vantage point and saying you get what you can out of him. And this is what I want. Why I wanted to go back to that load management. That topic somebody brought up, said that the '90s was a bigger deal. These athletes are a lot more advanced now. I would say now. I'm not saying poo-pooing the '90s or the '80s. They were great athletes. I think it was awesome. But as time does pass along, technology and everything else, advancement in medicine and everything does improve. And so you have to look at it from this point. They're probably looking at it from a business perspective of the NBA as a conglomerate. So they want to be able to not run guys into the ground, playing them 82 games a year. Their career, the longevity of their career is going to be a lot shorter. And so, and I mean, you're starting to see more injuries now, even the way they're doing things now. So they got to figure out ways to maintain these guys. Like Kawhi Leonard is the load management king. So, but when he's on the court, when he plays, it's incredible. He's one of the best, the top 3 or 5.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I agree with load management. I'm just thinking from the perspective of the way they think about it.
And basically, the argument went against itself by saying that they have better technology now and everything else than they did in the 80s and the 90s. So that should make it better for the athletes to stay out there in a longer time. They should be out there longer. And I think what it is, I think athletes have just gone lazy. That's what I think it is, because it is all on the athletes to go out there and do things to their body to keep it up. I know there's players that are out there trying to go out to the clubs, they're going out on vacations with their kids, and they're not taking care of their body. I forgot who said it in the NFL, but one of the players said it's a 365. When you're in the NFL, it's a 365-day job. That means you have to be up in the morning doing calisthenics and all this weightlifting and all this stuff every day. not just during the season, not just during spring train, during preseason or on basic training and all that crap. No, they got to do it 365 days. So I agree. I agree with that. It's often overprivileged.
Guys played 15 or 20 years back then. Jerry West played nearly 20 years.
Wait.
20 years.
The best way to get James to change his mind, let him go to somewhere like a running store, specialized store, get the best running shoe available. And then go to a regular store and get a pair of Pro Keds, the Converse, the old school shoes, and put on the old school shoes, and that's what they wore, the NBA players.
No, I got you. I totally understand.
You're a lot more likely to get injured wearing those old school shoes than you would what they have, the modern shoes. Edwin Moses, the great trampler, says the athletes of today who are running my event, they have trampolines for shoes that lift them up.
And I don't think all players are going out to clubs. Sean Kemp could have had no time for clubs, did he? I mean,
I did mention kids in the whole situation.
Okay, I missed that part.
Yeah, so they're doing extracurricular activity. But the point I'm trying to make is they're not putting 100% into their profession. And this generation here, and we always like to hype on this generation. There are some good things about this generation, but mostly because of the fact that they've grown up out of our generation. Our generation has sometimes been like, I was so road, and so my parents were so hard on me. I don't want to be like that for my kids, and this is the reason why we have this kind of generation now. So it's our fault too. It's our fault too.
I'm gonna pause on all you guys. I'm gonna say there's pros and cons to both. All the generations, but they're a lot more different as far as athletes now. There's no way that you're gonna say those guys are like more top-notch athletes than they are today.
Athletically?
There was anomaly athletically. No, you look at Wembanyama. Come on. He's a freak to be 7'4". But with that said, any guy that was 7'4" back then, they were not doing this. They were not doing any of the things that you're doing right now.
Athletically and working at your profession are two different things, though. You can be athletically gifted like Zion Williamson and Wemby, but you have to put in the work. And I'm not saying they're not putting in the work. Well, at least I don't think Wemby. I think Wemby might be putting in the work. I don't know about Zion, but
Zion was putting in the work at Wendy's. But
etouffee.
But that being said, I think he's gotten better with that. But if you look, I guess I've watched him at Duke and I watched him at New Orleans. When he's on, it's almost nobody could be in his way. Nobody could stop him. And he's in the post at 6'6". He's playing in the post. That body moves like it's the contortion, the things you see he does, the spins. Nobody's on him, but that physically, again, the body's not meant to do those things, and that's why I think partially why you're seeing a lot of injuries from him.
I think talking about the athleticism of players today is certainly relevant, but it also when we talk about it that way, we make it sound like nobody from the era of the 60s and 70s could play today. The top players could still play today. Right, a lot of the guys sitting on the bench.
Pistol Pete would marvel anybody. Pistol Pete will probably be a high load scorer and a playmaker in this generation that we're talking about. So
I'll say it again. They were taught to play the game differently. They had to. Bob Cousy was forced to dribble a different way. I know this. I'm older than you guys. When I played Little League, I was a first baseman. I like to catch the ball with one hand to throw to first, which is the way any first baseman should do it today. But if I tried to catch it with one hand, the manager would get mad at me, sit me down. You got to catch everything with two hands. You were taught to be stiff and mechanical. That's why these guys weren't as fluid as they should have been. Like I say, Oscar Robertson, one of the all-time greats, he was only, from his prime, like 12 years or so removed from Bird and Magic. Don't tell me things got so much better in 12 years. And everyone considers Magic and Bird a modern player.
No, fair enough. I agree with you. I think that if you look back in the day when I did some research, they weren't allowed to dunk, at certain points. But these guys, I mean, if they're playing in the playground, you see them doing all sorts of things. So, yes, I agree with what you're saying there. I'm just thinking that, again, I think even when they were allowed to do it, once they got into it, and that was, like you said, Magic and Bird, you can still see a difference in some of the athleticism between then and now.
It's different than when Cousy and Jack graduated together. That's for sure.
And to the point
I mean, that would be told the two-hand step shot. Being a phys ed major in college, taking a basketball class, we'd have to work on
wooden baskets back in there.
Two-hand step shot. The chest pass. Who uses the chest pass like this anymore? Come on. But we'd be working 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes of class like this. I mean, who the heck does it?
Jack talks about his
baseball career. Throw it overhand.
Jack talks about his baseball career. It's when they were still throw their glove when the inning was over because the other team would use it as well when they came out. They were all using the same glove.
But to your point about the athleticism.
Glove back, Keith.
Right, I wouldn't.
Hey, they did that when I was playing Little League, so it's not that far removed.
Remember that? Come on, I'm a lot older than you. I don't remember ever doing that. Nobody taking my glove. Sold in the trunk of my car. I still have the trunk of my car still has a baseball glove, and a bat all the time. Just like I'm 66 years old almost, and the game's gonna break out for me anytime.
Hey, the seniors game, you never know what can happen. Anyway, no, but to your point about Zion Williamson and Wemby being freaks of nature, so the game might come easy to them, and that's the reason why you have a lot of soft tissue, injuries and stuff like that, because they may think that, oh, well, I can just go out there and just play like this because I'm a freak of nature and I can do this.
Brian, you make a great point. Athletes, for the most part, lose interest after a while. They like the game, but they don't have the same hunger, the same desire. Look at an exception is LeBron James. He sticks with it. You don't see him running all over the place. And that's why he's playing so well into an advanced stage.
Jordan made that comment about paying rookies and the young guys that excessive amount of money that they, a lot of times they lose their hunger. Why are you going to give a guy that much money and not make him earn it?
That's the other part.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's a possibility. I agree with that. That's a strong possibility that happens to a lot of players, young players.
Moving on to a brief baseball news. The San Diego Nick Castellanos was not unemployed for long. He got signed by the San Diego Padres. He will be playing at first base this season. He sucked at third base, so I don't know how first base is going to make him any better. But whatever. You can plan, yeah. Like I said, I think I made this point to you on your show before, Keith, that Castellanos was pretty good with the Tigers, and then I don't know what the hell happened to him after that.
He's perfect for today's game. You want 20 home runs and 150 strikeouts, he's your guy. So, have at it.
It gets me when a guy has defensive deficiencies and they want to change his position, they always put him at first base. I mean, first base is an important position defensively. All positions important, but put him in right field or something. Don't put him at first base. I mean, this has gone on for decades and decades. Joe DiMaggio, when he was slowing down at the end, Casey Stengel wanted to put him at first base. Mickey Mantle was put at first base at the end of his career. He didn't know how to play first base. They're thinking they want to hide a guy there. So if Nick Castellanos has problems defensively, let him play his natural position, make the best of it.
They see the ball more than anybody but the catcher in the whole game. I never understood that myself. I agree with Jeff.
Nick is going to be learning this year. He's going to learn today. That's for sure. But whatever. Has anybody been paying attention to college basketball?
Yes, sir.
So
I'm paying attention to the fights taking place.
We had that St. John's Providence fight. Yeah,
we had a good one yesterday.
Yeah,
Arizona lost to Texas Tech, right?
twice.
Yep,
They
in
lost
overtime.
They lost twice this week. They lost
Yep.
to Kansas and they lost to Texas Tech.
So you know what that means, right?
New number one. Michigan's number one.
Michigan, number one.
I got to tell you, Dusty May is one of the best coaches in America nobody ever talks about because he did a great job down there. Florida Atlantic got into a Final Four a couple years ago, parlayed that into the Michigan job, which was Juwan Howard had run that program down, something terrible. And he turned it around in basically a year. And now he's going to contend for a national championship in his second year. He's one of the best coaches in the country, Dusty May.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I mean, I've never seen from where they started off at with earlier in the program, like the last 4 years. I was like, yeah, this team, they might get to March Madness and do a little bang here and there, but they're not national championship material.
They've got one loss, right? They lost to Wisconsin.
One loss.
Mm-hmm. They almost lost to Penn State the game before that. It's just a month or so ago. And they have had no hiccups other than that all year. They have been steady in one of the best conferences maybe the best conference in the country, the Big Ten. Or the Big 27, whatever. They can't count the Big Ten. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Now, Keith, wait a minute. I'm going to bring back that comment in regards to Juwan Howard. Didn't they have some level of success
early
under his watch?
Early,
yeah.
Little run, and then things got out of
hand. Yeah.
Yeah. It was not pretty at the end. The last couple of years were awful.
Yeah, they had to replace Juwan. Anybody else have any I see the women's South Carolina beat LSU yesterday. Very good game. I don't watch too much college women's basketball, but when it comes to South Carolina, I do watch it.
I mean, women's college basketball is great, but, I kind of miss the NFL. I mean, this is a couple of weeks ago. That's why we were talking NFL Sunday, and now, one other.
You sound like Keith.
There is a good documentary coming out, or what's supposed to be a good documentary coming out on Gino Auriemma and his UConn dynasty.
He's a pretty arrogant guy, Gino. From
a little bit.
Pretty arrogant guy.
I think he's a New York guy, isn't he, Jack? I think he's a New Yorker.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, I set Brian right up, right?
That wouldn't surprise.
By the way, couple of surprises though in the NCAA basketball you're talking about. Miami of Ohio undefeated, unless they lost yesterday, which I didn't check, but undefeated in the MAC, which is a big story. Listen, I know the MAC's not the best basketball out there, but some of these mid-majors will surprise come March, and they're a good candidate for it. Vanderbilt playing very well in the SEC, so there's some good coaching jobs being done out there.
I would propose this, guys, as a debate question, but I'm not, because I couldn't answer it myself. I wouldn't have a clue. Maybe Keith would have the answer. Which is the worst alumni in college sports? The most
Probably
difficult, the most critical? I would guess off the top of my head, LSU. Off the top of my head. Off the top of my head. No offense, James.
Tops me. I said Michigan.
I think that was meant to be offensive, Zach. That's
who's more most difficult?
You mean like arrogant? What do you mean? They're just like
not arrogant, overly demanding, has the least amount of patience.
Well, LSU, I would have to agree a little bit.
In that regard, I mean, it's possible. Yeah.
Put Ohio State up there, quite frankly, as well, because we're going to fire Ryan Day like every year for, just winning 12 games every year and only can't beat Michigan here and there. Win national championships.
Yeah, we fired Les Miles pretty quick, and we probably. I wasn't surprised by Ed Orgeron, but I mean, I'm just thinking about these guys that won championships. They got fired maybe like 1 or 2 years after their championship runs. So, yeah. So, I guess, we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen with Lane Kiffin. He'll probably leave them before Nick Saban. Left,
James, you got the next debate question. Who's going to leave who sooner? Lane Kiffin leave LSU and then fire him?
Right, exactly. So I think Lane Kiffin probably leave first, just by his history of what he's done in the past with other schools. except the USC. I think he got fired there, right? Yeah.
You can't fire him right away. How many coaches you going to pay to go away? I mean, you can't just keep paying guys for not coming to work.
But in this situation, since you brought up LSU, they're on a $40 million ride right now. So I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
No, he's got to have.
They gave him a lot of money. They should be, if they don't get to the college football playoffs, it will be a catastrophe this year, just by what they've done in the transfer portal. You know, the self-proclaimed transfer portal king has got wrapped them up. And I mean, I have to say I'm impressed, because he almost had a debacle with the two quarterbacks. Speaking of Trinidad Shambliss, who's back in college football and going to be playing, and the kid that was promised the starter job night out of Auburn took all his social media, Auburn off his social media stuff. So we already know Shambliss is coming back to be the starter there at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think next season for the NFL draft, it's going to be like 1, 2, whatever order, Manning and Shambliss. It's going to be the first big college quarterback controversy since Manning and Leaf, where people were debating who should go number one. Obviously, you know, Manning turned out to be the right choice, of course. But I think both of them are going to be highly successful. But I think Shambliss is going to be the more successful of the two between him and Manning in the NFL. But will the team going number one have the guts to pick Shambliss ahead of Manning? And the racial angle plays into it to an extent.
I'm going to make one prediction about the 2027 draft. There'll be no debates over who's getting picked first, Manning or Shambliss. Shambliss is a very good college quarterback. I don't know what we're watching to think he'll be a top-notch NFL quarterback. I don't know what we're watching.
Shambliss, I can virtually guarantee, for the Heisman Trophy voting, he's going to be one of the 4 guys sitting there.
Let me
watch. He's going to be one of the guys in the room.
So the real question is Jack, are your Jets going to tank so they can get Shambliss?
Oh, no, well, the Jets don't have to tank to be bad. I mean,
let me give you all my assessment. Let me give you all my assessment of Trinidad Shambliss. He's a short, and he reminds me of Russell Wilson. So he's a short quarterback for his height, but he's got a tremendous arm, and he can run the ball as well. So he's a great dual threat quarterback. That being said, this was under the guise of Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weis Jr. Neither one are going to be at that organization. So it remains to be seen if he can do the things that he did under those two guys this season, and then I'm going to give him a little bit more credit than what we're giving him now. But that has to be proven, Jack. That's got to be proven that it wasn't just a one-off. Because again, he came from Ferris State, and he was selected by Lane Kiffin and out of Ferris State. But I got to see him do more work. And there's another thing. A lot of these guys, which is smart on his part, but why aren't you going to the next level now? But I think he's gonna get his big bag now this year.
That will benefit him. Coming back will benefit him. He should not have come out this year. 1 year of 13 games, whatever, of Division I play. Ferris State, fine football school at the level they play at. How many guys are playing the NFL from Ferris State? Nobody. And I agree.
Wait. Now, the quarterback that's going to be in demand as a free agent, Malik Willis, is from Liberty. How many top guys come from Liberty? Come on.
He's not a top guy, number one.
But Malik Willis will probably be in demand. I think I get the feeling he's going to be given a starting quarterback role. One of the teams that's going to take a chance on him.
Every year.
Who are the teams that need starting quarterbacks right now?
The Jets.
The Jets are not going to invest in the quarterback. I think they're going to go with Justin Fields. They'll maybe grab someone on the 4th round if a Carson Beck is available, and they're looking towards next year. That's the smart thing to do. Okay? Because between Shambliss and Manning, or whoever else is coming out, I think that's the smart strategy. Unless the Jets do something dumb like grab Ty Simpson and count on him.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. James, you took the words right out of my mouth with let's see what Trinidad Chambliss does without Weiss and Kiffin. And even if he does, and your comparison, I think, with Russell Wilson is spot on. But where'd he get drafted?
Third round.
Thank you.
So if he's as good as Russell Wilson, there's nothing wrong with that. If he comes into the NFL and he's
fair enough.
He'll be successful, highly successful.
Pick him number 2. When he fails, you'll be complaining about it in like a year. You'll say, we got to start over. This guy's no good.
And it might do him a benefit to get picked later because he'll probably go to a team that has a lot more support surrounding him.
This is it's just an argument, James, with these quarterbacks. They get picked early, too many expectations, and we give up on them in a year. We want to give up on J.J. McCarthy. We want to give up on Sam Darnold back in the day, Daniel Jones. I go on and on.
In fairness to James and myself as well, we kind of gave up on J.J. McCarthy before he was drafted as being an elite stud. And Brian, I think, felt the same way we did. And not that J.J. McCarthy can't play in the league.
But that wasn't his fault where he got picked at, first of all.
Brian, if he's picked in the 3rd round, you wouldn't be having the same conversation about J.J. McCarthy. We'd let him grow as a quarterback and find out if he can play.
Enough.
I think that whole organization would have changed, and the GM might have kept his job if that happened, because at the same time he would have sat behind Sam Darnold. They would have paid Sam Darnold for an extra year to sit there so he can come in and play, so he can maturate.
Or they could have picked Bo Nix, and that guy would still have his job.
True.
That's the.
But he still had to play behind somebody. That's what I'm saying.
But Bo Nix, the way he's playing with the wide receivers that he has there, imagine him having Justin Jefferson and Addison at his helm. I mean, I think Bo Nix would probably be an MVP right now. And I was not a supporter of Bo Nix at all, and he has proven me wrong totally. I'm definitely a Bo Nix supporter now.
And he's still got work to do because he's not, too inconsistent and too many big mistakes. But
do you think he regressed this year?
He's a young quarterback.
Do you think he regressed slightly a bit? Yeah.
I think he did.
You know why he did really good last year?
Well, the schedule.
You know who his passing coordinator is? John Morton.
This year? Or what?
Last year.
Last
year was.
Interesting.
Yeah, ain't it though?
I don't know.
Anyway, so for the sake of, we're getting into NFL now.
Really?
Next Johnny football.
Johnny could never play football.
Right. Maybe that's what he's saying. The Jags plan to utilize Hunter as a full-time cornerback, which I thought they were going to do in the first place, and a part-time wide receiver in 2026. I think he's a better corner than he is a receiver. Sorry.
Of course. That's what everyone was saying. I guess.
I thought it was a huge mistake last year, and obviously, they were going to play him too many reps to begin with.
I figured that's what
play that many reps. To think, and all the guys who thought he could come out and play both ways because he did it in college. It's a whole lot different doing that in the NFL than it is in college, playing 1,000 reps a season. That's just nuts. And he is a much better cornerback than he is a wide receiver. It's all athletic.
Well, he's not much better. He's not much better corner. You can argue that he's more valuable to them as a cornerback than as a receiver, but he can be an all-pro receiver if he played, full-time at that position.
Yeah, by 100% on athleticism in college at wide receiver. 100%. He's not.
I agree with that.
Find wide receiver to play in the NFL at top level. It's not.
And I know wide receivers have to build their time some. Their route tree is not as great as, like, say, for instance, Chris Olave. When he came out, his route tree was excellent coming out as a rookie.
Yeah.
This is he is total contrast to what Chris Olave is as a wide receiver. But like Keith said, his athleticism made him get away with some things. But he's not that big a guy to be playing both sides anyway. And I was not surprised that he got injured and taken out for the rest of the season. So he may need to stick to one position. And to me, he's much better at cornerback than he is at wide receiver. So that where he can be a Pro Bowler, a potential All-Pro.
Didn't Jacksonville have another wide receiver that emerged from that whole group?
Oh yeah, the guy they just traded for and out
Yeah, there you go.
of the Raiders, Jacoby
So
Myers.
it makes it be an easy transition, I guess, for the organization to put him at that spot, which he should have been at the whole time. We've been at least I've been saying this for the whole time that he was, being drafted for both positions. It's the NFL. That's not realistic. Sorry, it's a whole different level.
But the Jags are handling this very nicely. They might want to just make him a full-time corner and to get him being a wide receiver, but they gave him their firm word that he played both ways. So they're kind of transitioning him out of the receiver's role, but he'll know that he'll get in now and then as a receiver.
And he
so
should.
This way they don't lose the player emotionally and mentally at all. So
I'm not saying
very smartly.
I'm not saying he should never play wide receiver, Jack, either, because there are going to be packages that he's going to be part of because he is a tremendous athlete and an asset, but just not, every down.
And what the Jags are doing by them saying this, they're preserving their draft player. I mean, the player that they drafted. This is what they invested in him. They got to make sure, okay, no, you can't do this like you were trying to do.
Maybe they want my bad. We thought we could play you at both positions, but we have to realize this is the NFL. It don't happen. There's very few athletes that can do that.
Yeah.
And those athletes are in the Hall of Fame. Now, I'm not saying that he can't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying that you have to be a tremendous athlete to play both sides of football. So, a tremendous athlete. And
he is now. I saw this guy in a slam dunk competition. It's incredible. I mean, the people I saw doing stuff like that was Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, that were doing sports outside of this. They can play mini sports and do things like, wow, you didn't know they can do these sort of things. So he's super talented.
Yeah.
It's just, again, he's slight in size and playing both sides at a high level is going to be his career is going to get short.
Maybe that's what I was trying to allude to. His size and his stature are a whole different thing than the athletes that you previously mentioned. So, I mean, it is what it is. Staying with the AFC South, though, Tennessee Titans have decided they're going to change their whole logo around because they're moving into the new Nissan Stadium in 2027. So they decided they're going to change their whole uniform along with it.
Put your car on their helmet? What are they doing?
No, just a T. There's not going to be
Tennessee
any mythical. There's not going to there's not going to be any mythical swords or anything like that. It's just going to be a T. They're going to stick with their light blue instead of the navy blue. So they're just kind of keeping it like mostly Houston Oiler type stuff.
They're going to look like powder blue leisure suits.
Listen, now Oilers had some great uniforms.
Titan blue.
I think it's a good idea for them to go back to the colors the Oilers had.
That would be great. Yes.
This doesn't sound I'm Super Bowl contender, so I'm pretty sure. I don't think.
Yeah. On that note, too, we are ready to get up out of here.
Already?
I know. Yep. And join Keith Engel in the Strength of Consciousness after this show. Please pay attention to his show after his one too.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about. So.
Well, you're an inventive guy.
Talk about Dan Pastorini in the old days of the Oilers.
I'll talk about Dan Pastorini.
We are definitely in the void of sports right now. I mean, you don't know.
It's not that bad. It'll start to pick up around the spring and in the summer because baseball, finals, NHL finals.
We'll get my crowd is pretty good.
Say, Jack.
Keith always ends the show I do with him. He asks me, "What's going on in the world of boxing, Jack?" My answer is usually the same. Really, nothing. Part
of his contract was that I had to ask him about boxing at the end of every show, and now he's kind of like pushing it off on me, throw me right under the bus. I can't believe it. His contract is onerous, by the way. I don't know what he's getting here, but on our show, jeez, negotiations are good.
But on that note, we are going to leave you today, and we'll be back next Sunday at 8 a.m. Please stay tuned. And then again, catch Keith right after this show.
Catch me.
Everybody, have a great day. Peace.
Bye.